Getting ready for a Starset acoustic, unplugged, VIP, whatever you want to call experience, because this is way different than anything we've experienced before. First of all, it's so good to see you.
Good to see
in
you.
person.
I know.
Not on a computer camera.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It has been a while.
A couple years, right?
In person?
Yeah, maybe longer.
It has to be, right? Because everything shut down. It was 18 months ago?
At least 2 years, yeah.
Yeah. Damn, man. I missed you.
Missed you too.
Well, Dustin, that's Decker.
Hello, good to meet you. I've seen you a couple of times, but the last time was like Rockfest 2019, and that was it was amazing, obviously. But what's it feel like to get, like, what was the last 2 years like?
At first, it was like, so we did Divisions, the record, and then toured for like what felt like 2 months, and then things started, closing down on us, and so. It was impossible. The first guess is like, oh, just do another record, right?
Sure.
But it's practically impossible after working 2 years on a record to just start another one without having that time. You're so used to doing various types of tours and having the time to build something out, and then by the end you're like, let's do another record. But this was like impossible. So first I just hunkered down like everybody else, and I tried to do like manly projects, figure out how to be a man.
What kind of manly project? I built a deck.
Nice.
Yeah, it sucks. I sold my house. I
got
bought my house. Their deck is screwed. But that was my attempt at being a man.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Speaking of decks, I power washed and then sealed the deck. That was like the first project.
Sure,
just to
power
get
washing
things started.
is
Cathartic.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's key.
Yeah, and like power washed everything I could find actually. Then I stripped and stained every cabinet in my house.
Sure.
Classic.
Yep.
Since then I started going like, okay, where am I going to do this record? So I had a cabin built in the woods in northeast Ohio, not really, sort of the woods, on a lake, and that's where I wrote and recorded the record. And so then I continued the manly projects there.
Sure.
But yeah, that's after a while I got into the groove, and that's where I started writing and recording this record. Wasn't able to really stop, and now it has 16 tracks, 15 songs.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a hefty album. I like to
Yeah.
see that. What was it like writing? Do you usually write in isolation like that?
Sort of. A lot of times, like Vessels was done in Maine in the middle of nowhere.
Sure.
I would go on these like 9-mile hikes and try to figure out parts of the songs. So the third Divisions was at my house in Columbus. This one it's like pseudo isolation. It was up near my hometown where I have a bar, and I was keeping that on the rails during COVID.
Sure.
Which was never part of my plan to be like directly managing that every day. But two birds stoned at the same time.
You were able to keep it afloat, right? The bar's still there.
It's now doing twice as good as it ever did.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I've heard that from other business owners too, that have been able to kind of weather the storm.
Yeah.
To be able to, it just got better.
Everything
hands-on. Got vaccinated and things started opening up.
Yeah, and the hands-on approach to figuring out how to improve things.
Yep.
And keep it going during that. Then it's just it's just much better.
The last time that we talked, on the little internet screen, you were kind of in that. You were starting to get in that mode. It felt like.
Yeah.
Of figuring out sounds. You're the type, again, Starset's the type of band, right, that really kind of plans everything out, right? I mean, from the songs to the lyrics to the story to the stage set to the outfits to the lights and everything.
Yep.
So, being forced to kind of start that process, was that a much more uncomfortable place to start it? I mean, obviously you finished it because we got a record on
Sure.
it. But
Yeah, didn't get to finish the Divisions, the way the touring was going to build.
Right.
But as a result, this one is what I consider a sister record to Divisions in some of the production approaches, and also it straddles a narrative that is in a book that will be released. I said this year, but it'll probably be next year at this point, thanks to not being able to stop writing this record.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I found the other day in my basement? I was going through some stuff. There was my copy of the Starset graphic novel.
Nice.
I sat and reread it. It's pretty cool. Like, I mean, and I know a lot of bands are starting to kind of do that more and really getting everything together. But it feels like you guys, started that way, and now here you are, kind of, obviously now 4 records, and continuing, and it feels like getting stronger.
It is. The band grew a lot during COVID, actually, the fan base. So we're excited to actually, these, we've capped it around 100 every night, just, keep it low key. That enables us to hang out with each fan and everything. But we're looking forward to getting out to a full tour and see what that's like. But, there are a lot of bands doing comics, and that's awesome, and doing something immersive. We hope to just keep pushing the envelope and maybe be the first band to have a movie.
First band to have a movie.
Yeah.
All right.
You're gonna have to fight Shinedown on that. They just signed something for attention, but I hope that you do, because I was just gonna ask. You guys seem like, with the way that every album has been a story, like the first two seem to be kind of together, and then Divisions was, in my mind, totally different, but still in that futuristic landscape. If you're working on a movie, which one are you gonna? Where are you going with it?
Well, first off, let me correct, because obviously there's been bands with movies like.
I mean, I was going to point out
The
Wall.
The Walls are obviously.
I was like, you can have it, Dustin.
Yeah,
you could have the first sci-fi one. How about that?
I guess if you were to watch, the way I've envisioned it, if you were to watch this movie, it's not, Starset isn't really a part of it.
Okay.
It's just where the lore is turned into a movie.
So the stories of the albums into the
So sort of like the
story.
whole Starset Society thing of,
Yes.
context by outer
my
space
guess would
and all
be, if we were ever to get funding, it would be this next book.
There you go.
We'll see, unless it sucks.
I hope you do. I hope you do. I think that'd be cool. So how did the idea for this come together? Because Starset doesn't strike me as the type of band to go do acoustic shows around the country, given how much stuff happens during your show.
Well, that's the nice thing is the regular demonstrations are very immersive, and there's a fourth wall, and there's a cinematic aspect to that, and our marketing in general. And this has always been a little piece in the back where the sort of fourth wall comes down. You get to peer behind it, and the music lends itself to being acousticized, because it's not just a rock band singing. There's the cello and violin and the arrangements give it this a different life and a different perspective to the songs. That it's nice. It's just totally separate from the other. It's people seem to be enjoying it too.
It's definitely different, and it's a cool thing. But it's not just the acoustic set. I mean, you guys are playing. Is it songs from the new record? Obviously, this is before the show happened. By the time you see this, it'll be after. But you're playing songs from the new record as well.
Yeah. As we take photos with people, we play tracks from the new record, the actual album tracks.
Okay.
And so far, no one's put it on the internet, which is good, because the label would probably be pissed about that.
Well, what do you do?
What do you do?
Exactly.
Man, I had a great thought. So you said that during the pandemic, your fan base grew exponentially. You had over 1 billion streams.
We've had that for quite a while.
Which is,
It might be.
I think that might be a couple of years.
Yeah, we need to go check, see where it's at now.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think about Starset is so captivating to so many people and for such a high consumption of media?
Probably numerous things. The songs themselves, I hope, are decent and
they're great.
Using the science and sci-fi metaphor, which is one of my passions, blending it with the narrative, but also being very careful to make them very just a regular person can take them in their own way and relate to them. I think that's very important. And then there's our aesthetic has played into the gamer world well, and we were early to adopt things like YouTube and various other platforms since. So that's been another thing. And then having a radio component where we have radio songs too. And the diversity of these things actually results in a diverse fan base, which is actually fun to see how mixed it is. It's cool.
Yeah, it is really cool to see. Like, I look like a guy that's going to like a metal show, but it's really cool when you show up to a Starset show and you do see a lot of people from all walks of life to come out. It's kind of like these stories are so enthralling that people just want to see how it plays out. So,
Do we have the Starset cosplayers yet?
Well, we were joking about having. We do actually. There's
Okay,
at least
good.
one at every show.
Good.
Maybe not the acoustic stuff. I call the acoustic things just shows, by the way. So there are full things or demonstrations. We call them that because they're immersive.
Yep.
But yeah, at these sometimes we even have people still dressing up. Ron and I were talking about having. Hey, we need a cosplay like our own con, like a full-on Starset con. Yeah, it would be very interesting. I've thought of a few different ideas for it.
That's awesome.
It's a little ways off. We got to get a lot more stuff out. But.
Well, okay, you talked about all the different media and stuff. Let's flash forward right to the song Infected. You guys put this out, and it's on a soundtrack to a gotcha type game, right? Explain that. My daughter was super into these games for a little while, but explain that to me. Explain that.
Yeah. I was contracted to write a song for Arc Knights, a video game, a Chinese video game,
which is one of the biggest mobile games in the universe.
It's pretty huge, yeah. And they sent me the narrative and everything, and this is I can't remember if COVID had started. I don't think it had, but it was about an infection, and so And the song, I had already been toying around with a song like that, which is even more odd, before COVID. So then, gave it to them, they loved it. And then somehow contractually we had to, I wasn't aware of it, but we had to put it out in the US, release it. And we did, and then it's done really well. So then the label was like, this should be the radio single.
You're welcome.
Oh yeah, did you call them?
It kind of did.
You did?
Well, okay, so we'll break down this fourth wall a little bit.
Yeah.
I actually reached out to Dustin when you guys released the song. I reached out to you personally. I'm like, I need a copy of the song. Before I reached out to you, I contacted the label.
Nice.
And said, there's a Starset song. They're huge locally for this radio station. Obviously, on everything else, we love them. I need the song. Oh, well, we don't, maybe I can send it, whatever. They're trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So obviously got it, and locally on Razor, started playing it. And yeah, they were asking me for feedback the entire time.
Oh, really?
So
was it good?
Yeah, it was great.
Right, good.
It was great.
Yeah, maybe it is you.
I don't want to take full credit for that or anything. It's just cool to see that happen because I'm just an idiot radio DJ. But it's cool to see that happen. It really is, because that to me is.
Now it has to go number one, or it's your ass.
We'll fire him from Razor if it doesn't. I love that.
Kind of already did. Anyway, it's just cool to see the natural progression of something like that happen.
Yeah.
Where now this song is becoming kind of a bona fide hit song.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's fun to be back doing the radio thing and seeing, pushing a song out.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I sent them I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 options. Which is funny because Ron and I said it should be a single a little bit further back.
Way back, yeah.
And no one's listening. And then, it took me to call.
I'm sure it was more than me.
Yeah,
but
I guess there were quite a few radio stations calling.
And I'd heard that's other people were kind of clamoring towards that song too. So I definitely wasn't the only one.
Yeah.
But it's just the natural progression of something like that. It's just so cool to see.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about the record? Obviously it's done.
Yes. Yeah.
We know the song Infected.
Comes
but
out this
obviously
year.
there's more to come.
Yep, it'll come out this year. We have a big tour coming in November, so you can sort of guesstimate when the release is. They're going to be doing an announce soonish.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't want to take away from that.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, it's long. I think it might be the longest one yet.
Yeah? Is it like clocking as the old double disc? I don't think we really do that anymore. But
Yeah, good question. I never even thought, what if it doesn't fit on an actual CD? It's not a huge deal, but it definitely is double vinyl at least. So.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like I said, there will be a novel out next year that sort of ties all of this together.
Okay.
But in the meantime, a lot of the things we release will start to really unveil aspects of it. So.
Cool. Well, welcome back to the road, my friend.
Good to be back. This place is great too.
So if depending on where you're watching this is the all-new Epic Event Center in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Lambeau Field is about a mile away. and this place is, the name fits, I guess we'll put it that way.
Yeah.
It's really cool to have a venue like this. Midwest, man. I mean, you're from Columbus, you get it.
Yeah.
Where rock and roll lives and breathes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think I don't know what percentage, but such a huge percentage of this acoustic event tour is in the Midwest. Just to sort of, we're in Ohio, just might as well knock the cobwebs off in the region that, has
Where we all
supports us.
love you so.
Yes.
Love you.
Awesome. Dustin, Starset, Decker, you got anything else?
Nothing, man. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you so much.